Okay, here we go with Final Fantasy ZZ. Hoping to tackle the Mirage Tower and the Sky Palace today. I did a little bit of playing around with equipment between streams. We'll go over what I did. I just moved some things around to get as much elemental protection as I could on my various characters. I do have some extra, I have an extra Axis shield and some Axis armor that I plan on dropping when I get the upgraded pieces there. I also moved this Atlas gauntlet down here to Hack to give him protection against Earth Element. So we all are protected against Earth Element from the various things we have. Of course, the ribbon up here in the fighter. And most of the elements were protected against. There are a couple of communities that I'm missing. Hoping to get those covered between equipment, and I also have, of course, access to the X barrier and X-Stat spells. So I have everything that I need here from OnRack, so now we start the long trip back to our airship. You remember the map has been changed up. I might as well fight these. I expect to get to level 50 pretty quickly. I would probably expect that to happen today. As I imagine the Mirage Tower and Sky Palace dungeons have a good number of unrunnable encounters, so I would expect to hit level 50 pretty quickly, just as I gained levels quite fast in the Shrine. This could be nasty. A surprise attack from a gang like this. We should all be protected from ice and fire. But they should still get a few good knocks in on everybody. I use some of my high-level spells to try to knock them out. That's right, flare is only single target. One. We'll just go with all. I think boom. Yeah, boom is an all-target. It's been almost a week and a half since I played this, so I may have to refamiliarize myself with some of the things. Those guys must resist ice. But the boom should do healthy damage to the Hellcats that then resist ice until now. Sadly, my fighters are going to be attacking the beast enemies. I had forgotten which ones were beasts and which ones were Hellcats, which color. A couple of waste attacks there, but individual attacks on all of these guys should kill them all. Even a battle like this, where I probably would have run from it in a dungeon if it would have let me. I'm not taking too much damage, even with all of these area of effect spells that I'm eating. Thanks to my massively high levels, even with a Cure 3, he didn't have enough to withstand a direct attack. And almost 3,000 experience points. So again, I would especially with my red mages, I would expect them to hit that level. Okay, so I do need to stock up on heal potions, it looks like. Glad I checked this. Plenty of pures and softs, plenty of cabins and tents, but I do need my 99 heal potions. Okay, I will be able to pick those up. I'll just stop by Conaria on my way over to do my other errands. Because I will have to visit Lespian, I believe. Okay, yeah, I do have the slab, but now I can't remember if I've talked to Dr. Oon yet, so I'm going to have to do that as well. I'll have to talk to Dr. Oon, and then I'll have to run down to Lespian, which will be no picnic. I'd like to talk with some of the guys in Leffian to see how their dialogue has changed. But we'll head to Canaria first for a quick restock. I know where I am. Buy the potions first, and then I will save. And let me just confirm that I'm full. Okay, full on heals. And I will save. The only real progress I've made was buying those potions. A couple of battles on the way to the airship, not too bad. Okay, so let's head over to Melmond. I will find Dr. Oon, who I don't think has moved. Still hanging out up here. Get out of my way. Here we go. I will teach you. I think that's a slight change in dialogue, because I think he used to say, "Now listen to me," or "Now listen closely." I think that's just a slight change. Yes, of course, there's an item shop here. Forgot about that little addition. So now I'm free to travel to Leffian, and I need to actually scout this out to see how much the world map has changed. Because I presume the world map has changed. There's a Peninsula of Power. And there's Leffian. He hasn't built in a nice, easy tile that I can land on. I wouldn't expect there to be an easy nearby tile for me to land. And yes, it looks like this has been changed as well, because I believe you can normally land in this neighborhood. So I'm going to have to walk all the way from Gaia. So Gaia is now, this passage is now open. And I'll have to walk all the way from here. So I'll basically walk the length of the continent, I suppose, you would say. How close is he to a level up? Still pretty significant. Or he hits a level up. I might be powerful enough to take these guys out in one hit. Unless these guys have been... So they have been buffed up a little bit. 6 hits, 6 damage, yeah. I'm gonna stick to a magical attack after this. I don't know if the second level spells would be very effective against them. Yes, fire damage looks to be the key. That'll do it. Again, it's been about a week and a half since I visited this game. This one I think I'm going to escape. These guys are pretty nasty. I did not see a no escape, so Coward Staff should get us. Perfect. I believe the tile set here is going to be similar to, although not quite the same as the encounter set in the Peninsula of Power. Because I'm pretty sure I did not see this particular battle going to the Peninsula of Power. Let me fire off a Lit 3 and a Fire 3. Because it's been a long time since I've seen this battle. I can't remember now what the Wyverns are susceptible to, because you can run into them in the Peninsula of Power. But it's been so long since I've been grinding over there. And most of my characters are protected from the Poison Stone element, so the Paralists aren't much of a threat, I don't think. Well, that will definitely take him out. I think I'm 1 damage on that hit. That was a lucky one. I might whip out a tent and save after this battle. Oh, pretty light on the experience. 1100 experience. Alright, this battle should be fine. I don't mind Zombolt. Ooh, that was a badly timed stun. But the other one should go down without too much problem. Let me get a handle on who has what again. Four Zombols, not bad. If we all get our attacks off, we should be good. So again, it's our high levels. We have pretty healthy hit point total. We can survive pretty much everything that we're facing here. But I'm reading the thread on GameFAQs, and ZZ is playing through a little bit different party without the massive buffs that I have in place. And there's also some changes being made to the Sea Shrine, I believe, in reading the thread on GameFAQs. So the Sea Shrine enemy sets are going to be significantly changed, I understand, from the 1.8 version that I'm playing. I think this is version 1.80. But there's updated versions that have been made with adjusted enemy sets, so apparently it's a lot more threatening down there in the Sea Shrine. Yes, I do have 2 heal saves. I'll try to get those off. Okay, nope. Haven't got any free healing yet. But so far the encounters have not been all that bad. Okay, this one could be bad. I think I'm going to go for an Invis 2 casting on this one. And let's try, I want to try a Fog 3. We'll try some defensive spells here. I haven't really used much of these yet in this round, or in this playthrough. These defensive spells. I did pick up the Rain Staff, which casts Fog 2. So hopefully with armor boosted and evasion boosted, we should be in pretty good shape. Okay, so looks like he overcame stun. There. The worm, ooh, straight up miss on the worm. I was thinking the fighters could team up on that worm and take care of it. Now that he's fasted, he's a much greater threat than before. Should have probably split that up a little. a little bit differently. Oh, that's right, because I forgot he's been hit with darkness. That's why he's missing. That's silly of me. I forgot that he's been hit with darkness. So let's get that fighter to finish the job on the worm. So there's a limitation with this, is that the game can only display one status at a time, and I see that he's in poison. And of course poison is significantly stronger now that it does percentage-based damage rather than just a set amount of damage every round. Pretty good experience reward for that battle, as I would expect, for the level of difficulty. Quick tent and save. Let's head into Lefian. Okay, that's pretty similar. We have a shortcut to the Chime Man. That's nice. I'm just gonna get some of the dialogue from the Lefianish on record. We know they live but as bats. And these guys' dialogue I'm less familiar with from the vanilla version. Because I usually don't talk to them very much. We have an item shop here that I don't believe is around in the other version, the vanilla version, and a clinic. I think this is where you can get some magic in the other one, but I can't learn either of these spells. I think there's exactly 2 spells that the red wizards can learn at level 8, and that's Power and Aura. Both of those were available before. Life 2 and Fade. We know what those are. Okay, so anyway, I have the chime now, so I can enter the Mirage Tower, but in the vanilla version, I don't believe this bridge is here, where I'm standing right now. I believe in the vanilla version, you have to walk all the way up and around to get to the stationary character down there. Anyway, we have what we came for. I'm gonna leave Lefian never to return. Battle should be cake. And give up good experience. The Death Dragons have significantly more defense, so I would expect it to take more than just one Red Wizard hit. I don't know if the Death Dragons have more hit points than the Ice Dragons, but they... just based on observations, it seems that their defense is significantly higher. Even from magic attacks, they, like Fire 3s, aren't as effective against the Death Dragons. When I was leveling up in the Peninsula of Power for all those hours, I was able to observe a lot about the Death Dragons. They were a pretty common fight. But by this point, their threat level is pretty low. So I'm going to pop by the inn when we get up to Gaia. Then we will head down to escape on the Wyvern Paralisk fight. Give them all the offensive power I have. Boom should be pretty effective against the cockatrices because they seem to be resisting my elemental stuff. At least my fire and lightning. I don't know if I tried ice on the cockatrices. But boom should be pretty significant. Let's see. 208, yes. Okay, boom will clear them all out. So I won't actually see if the ice would have done similarly low damage to them. That's okay. Unfortunate timing on that curse spell. escape from sandworms. These guys might have some earth magic. But I can't remember now. So far, just a pretty strong attack. And they can go down in one hit for my fighters. Okay. I don't remember now if I spread my fighters' attacks around. It looks like they take good damage from ice. Right, I did spread my fighters' attacks around. Let's see if Boom can get this one. Not quite. Oops, not Cure Staff, I want Staff. Goal today is TIAMAT there. You can see the TIAMAT's right on my stream layout. Next boss, so that is the goal today. As I said, I'm hoping to clear out the Mirage Tower and Sky Palace today. I believe I have everything I need. That's unfortunate. But I think I'll probably end up just using a cabin anyway outside of the Mirage Tower. Okay, there's the Mirage Tower. Let me see where I can land. I would imagine that's been changed as well. Nearest landing spot to the Mirage Tower. Looks like there's nothing in the desert itself. Nothing in this corner. Let's follow this path. Like I meant to land. Wow, over there. It seems that's going to be the place I can land. Either that or way over here by the Castle of Ordeal. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, it looks like that's where I'm meant to land. So, it's going to be a long walk to the Mirage Tower, and probably more importantly, a long walk back. Right, first, actually, let's see if we can get them in the first round here. That we can with that kind of damage. That will go a long way. Hello, Ooh Sanchez Ooh. Yes, this is a trek. Yeah, this is a hack of Final Fantasy I that's been made quite a bit more difficult and rebalanced and changed around a lot. And one of the things that does make it more difficult is long walks to dungeons and, of course, new dungeon layouts. Thank you for popping in and saying hello today. I don't know if you're familiar with this hack or any of the other playthroughs I've done with this one. This is my first full-time playthrough, but I've streamed all of the other segments of this game with all of the changes. So this battle tells me there's no escape, but you know what? I want to save my magic charges for later. I don't know if I have any non-elemental... I have my Holy Sword for non-elemental stuff, but that might not be strong enough for the Paralisks. Let me see what that does. Void is nasty because those Paralisks can hit me with stuff. What kind of damage does that do? Yeah, not great damage. Holy is a pretty weak spell, but I think it's non-elemental. If the Paralisks get to their... I can't remember if they use Glance or Glare in this one. I could be hurting. I got one of them. Okay, so you saw the Lich battle? Yes. I can't remember if you had popped in. I'm sorry if I've forgotten and we were chatting. Wint. Yes, there we go. Glad it missed. So a minor error there during that battle. So that probably means my holy swords are disposable at this point. With how little damage I see holy doing. This one I just want to get away from. So those slimes are kind of nasty. I don't want to burn a spell charge on them. Alright, and it looks like I have pretty close to full health there on my lead fighter. So we'll go with that. We'll call that good. I plan on clearing this out in a couple of different attempts. I plan to get the treasure out of the Mirage Tower here and then exit. No escape. Ooh, gas dragons. Yikes. Let's see if I can get... I'll try to get the gas dragons with just one attack from each of them. This is going to be a very tentative dungeon crawl because I don't know how much these dungeon tiles have been changed. But I can already see if my first battle being gas dragons. And the mud golems are no pushovers either. The golems in general in this game are pretty threatening. Ooh, this is a new one. I think the Chimeras are in the NES version, but the Lamias I think were gray Nagas. But I don't know how their scripts have been changed. Okay, slow would be nasty if it lands on anybody, but I think we're protected from... Is slow time or is slow status? I bet slow is time element. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I don't think anybody resists time element except the fighter that has the ribbon. Time is kind of a rather obscure element that is rather difficult to get a resistance. Let me check my hit points here. I do fully intend to come out and restock after the Mirage Tower clear. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see if a couple of castings of the light staff and then a free fire 2 will help me at all. And let's use the range. Let's go straight up items in this round. Yeah, especially now that our hits have been reduced. Now that the Hellbats have used slow. We're not going to be doing much damage, but I'll get our armor up with the rain staff. And I'm just playing around with some of the equipment here. So when you use things as items, your intelligence doesn't get taken into account in this version. So the Fire 2 that's cast by this Mage Staff is considerably weaker than a Fire 2 having been cast just by the Red Mage itself. Same thing with the Light Axes casting Harm 2 there. But I bet this round we get them. With all 3 going off. I really like the versatility of all the items in the ZZ hack. I think that was a really well done part of the adjustments that he made. With all the versatility you can get from items. I probably didn't do this battle as optimally as I could have, but I'm just playing around with the items here because again I expect to clear out the Mirage Tower, come back out and restock going on into the Sky Palace. Okay, so 2 mud goals this time. And if I can get the gas dragons quickly. Okay, poison. Are we all protected from poison? Seems that we are. And we're getting poison protection. I went through my items yesterday. I didn't review all of my protections today before I started, but I believe everybody's protected from poison. I could be wrong about that. But based on the damage readouts I saw there, it seems that we are. But we also do have the magic resistance too. The enemies in here are hit pretty hard. Okay, heal helmet. There. Doesn't give me any extra protection from any of those things. I might actually leave the heal helmet there for now. It's on the first floor here. I got the ribbon set. Got the ribbon there, which I don't want to get rid of. I might leave the heal helmet for now. And I would imagine this square is going to be spiked. Right, and this is not too bad a battle. Again, especially if we can get one of the gas dragons out before the poison attack. Very good, we dodged the poison attack. We might actually dodge any damage altogether, not the cure staff. I should move the heal staff to the front. Cure staff casts cure 2 on the caster. Gold bracelet. I don't actually think I need another gold bracelet. No, I don't need another gold bracelet. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I am going to grab the heal helmet while I'm in here. I should have done this before, but I think while I'm in here, I'll grab it. I'll drop an Axis shield for now. Ooh, so one of those guys was not protected. It looks like it's the third character who's not protected from poison. That third character was not protected from poison. I think it might be he's missing the circlet. My fourth character has the circlet. Okay, yeah, that's the heal helmet. I'm gonna drop one of these Axis shields. Since I can buy this, the Axis shield. And I may decide to use that later. I might not. Actually, maybe I might move my ribbon down to that third character. Now that I have a heal helmet, I'll move the ribbon down to that ZZ character. Just got that level up. You can see my levels up. My levels are kind of piling up quickly here now. Now that there's guys dumping poison on me pretty quickly. Yes. I'm going to do this. So he's protected from poison now, because I believe the opal gives me, yes, poison protection. The opal bracelet doesn't, but the opal gauntlets and all that stuff gives me poison protection, as does. We should all now be protected from the poison spells. And I think, did I miss somebody who's poisoned? Yes, I did. Alright. Alright, there's the Aegis shield. So that's something I definitely need to pick up. That gives me status, poison, and earth protection. The opal shield gives me lightning and poison. Opal armor gives me lightning and poison. Okay, so yep, so I can get rid of the opal helmet. Or sorry, the opal shield is what I want to get rid of, I think. Opal shield is lightning and poison. Yes, I'm going to drop the opal shield. Trade it for the Zeus Gauntlet, and then I may drop that Zeus Gauntlet. Tough choices here, but I think I'm going to. Because it doesn't give me the protection that I need right there. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. It doesn't give me the protection that I want, and I'm not really using it to cast anymore, and I believe I'm going to be picking up a Thor Hammer at some point. I'll be picking up a Thor Hammer that will provide my free Speaker Lightning 2 cast. Sorry I took so long to ruminate on that. That should help out a lot. Another red shield. And I don't need that. I have probably another spiked battle here. Yes. So after I clear off these chests, I'm going to pop out and save, and then come back in and go up to the next couple of floors. Again, before I actually go up to the Sky Palace, I will retreat back to town to restock on heal potions. To be very deliberate, because my only real goal is the Sky Palace today, so this might be a little bit shorter streaming segment. Now that we're all defended from poison, let's see if we get, yeah, 40 to 60, it looks like is the damage from poison, which is not insignificant. It's not nothing. Because it's basically one heal potion per character. So eating 2 poisons like that is a pretty significant handicap for us to deal with. Let me just see if the fighters can take out the mud golems in one hit. Yes, they can. So I can get a little bit of free healing when we get down to these kinds of battles. It's important to know when you can get free healing and when you can't. So that will help eat up the damage of maybe 1-ish poison attack. Close to 1-ish poison attack. Battle sword. Is that what I already had? I believe I already had those. I believe I've already had battle swords. Let me confirm. Okay, yeah, it's got a fight of 32. Yeah, it is. Those are the swords I had before. I'm gonna leave that one. glad I grabbed the heal helmet, because I can always play some of that stuff. The Zeus Gauntlet I obviously can't, but... I actually don't intend to be using too many of the offensive items. Let's do this. Let's get healed from 3 of these guys. That was a nice round. I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot of rounds like that. Robots remain, but one has gone astray. I wonder if he's referencing War Mech there? I'm gonna pop back out the front door and save. Just to lock in my progress of going through all of this kind of painstaking item collecting before we go upstairs. Fire 3 is not as effective against these Medusae enemies as I would have liked. And I don't know if they're going to go on to Lance in their next round, so go all out offensive. Right, so one more cabin. Alright, so here's where I'm going to go ahead and use a Fire 3. Use a couple of Fire 3s. Oop, yeah, I'm glad I set 2 to use Fire 3. Because one Fire 3 ought to take out... Ooh, it didn't get... It's not getting the regular vampires. Ouch. I was hoping to have it knock out a few more of the regular vampires. But just not quite enough oomph, I guess, behind that one. Let's do this. The light axe. One more fire... I don't want to use another Fire 3. I might be being too timid here. If this goes another round, I'll not be happy. But it looks like it is going to go another round, so I'm not going to be happy. Wow, 196. Ouch. That's a painful attack. Have to eat. Hello, Andy, I hope. Good morning to you. Thank you for popping in and saying hello today. Yikes, I was way too timid with that battle. And I really paid for it in terms of health. Thank goodness I am planning on going back to town to restock. Yes, good morning to you, Andy. It is almost 1:30 in the afternoon where I am here. But of course, back in North America, it is early in the morning. Let's see how close I am. Good. I'm able to get those guys in one hit. Can I get the Nightmare? Yes. And I should be able to get the Mage in one hit. I resisted their warp spell. Alright, and I'm going to try for free healing as much as I can here. So he has the opal helmet. It's 5 a.m. where you are. Wow. Well, good morning then. You might be just seeing the sun coming up. It's 5 a.m. where you are. Well, I'm glad you popped in today while you're getting going. Maybe you're eating breakfast and watching me play a difficult Final Fantasy hack. So this has been changed quite a bit. I can tell already, and I'm going to guess that that room right there in front of me that we'll see when I come out of this battle. Ooh, that was a nasty attack. Dared for 178, yikes. But I'm guessing that that room is going to be a trapped shortcut room. That's one of the themes in this game, that there are built in many dungeons shortcuts, either to a warp tile that takes you back outside, or just a shortcut into the room that is trapped with kind of a nasty spike. So let me explore that, because I have the resources to deal with a nasty battle or two. So you're at work already. Well, more power to you for getting to work early. I'm glad you could join in from work. So let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, two blue Ds and a rock golem. So this is definitely a nasty fight. I'm gonna go with, let's see what I can work with here. Try lightning. Boom is definitely one I want to use. I'm not sure what the blue D's resistances are. Okay, it looks like lightning is definitely one of their resistances. Probably should have just attacked with that other red mage. They didn't know if ice was also a resistance of theirs. Boom is just a handy spell because it's non-elemental. Gets through resistances like that. They missed on their slows. I'm gonna try and get him taken out as quickly as I can, because he can hit for nasty crit damage, which I don't want to deal with. And again, I'll probably be level 50 here before, possibly even before we get into the Sky Palace. If I go through this shortcut gauntlet. On the way back later, I might not go through this shortcut, depending on what the rest of the battles here look like. Okay, it's just one square. Looks like it's just one trapped tile. So that's not so bad. And this one's also trapped. Let's see if I can get these guys taken care of quickly. Yeah, the blue D's use thunder. So I should have remembered that before I tried to cast Lit 3 on them. That's probably the worst spell I could have used on them. I forgot that was their ability. I need to watch my hit points. I'm going to try and keep everybody around or above 500 if I can. At least for this first run through while I'm collecting the rest of these treasures. And I'm protected from all of these elements, from poison and even from the thunder from the blue Ds. I'm protected from them. But with both of these guys getting their shots off, it really is going to wear down my heal potions once I get going into the upper dungeon. So we'll see how that works out for me. I'm going to have to make good use probably of my free healing items. And of course great damage from my fighters, those light axes. Yeah. Those poisons really are going to drain my resources. Tell already it's going to be kind of rough. Another circlet. Alright, that's great. I didn't know that I was going to be picking up another circlet. So I'm going to have to find a place for it now. Because that circlet's going to be important. The opal helm gives me status, poison, lightning, earth. I want that. Status, poison, lightning, earth. Although I'll be giving him the ribbon. Be better for that. But I know I'm going to want that circlet. I know I'm going to want that. Let me... try to see what I can drop safely. And be able to plan this out before the final dungeon crawl. Don't want to drop the heal helmet or the opal helmet. The opal helmet gives me status, poison, lightning, earth. That's a huge protection. The circlet gives me status, poison, lightning, which is what I want. That will be really great. Actually, I might drop one of these Atlas armlets. I might drop one of these Atlas armlets and pick up the... Yeah, because I do have access to the temper spell, so I'll do that. Pick up the circlet here. I know the Atlas armlets are harder to replace. Now, who needs protection? For now, it's not really anyone who needs protection. But I'll move that up to him. And I'll move one of my healing staffs. So that I can still get 3 free healings. Another Holy Sword, don't need that. Magic Shield, don't need that. Dragon Armor might still be in one of these chests. 13,000 gold. Hyper Knife I don't need. Thor Hammer, I'm gonna want that. And Dragon Armor, I'm gonna want that. So, let's get rid of one of these free staves. Yes, let's get rid of one of the free staves. I think to pick up. Yes. Pick up the Thor hammer, and then I'm going to get rid of this Axis armor. Pick up the dragon armor. That was my plan. Weapon. And he can't equip that, can he? I guess he can, but no. I want the circlet. Right, and another house. These are always decisions you have to make when you get to this dungeon in the game. When you have all the armor slots full, and you're still finding some good ones. Like I'll be finding the Pro Cape, I think, upstairs here. I'll decide what to do with that. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm also going to leave the white and black shirts. As depressing as that is to say, they're just not going to be quite as useful because I have access to the Invis 2 spells. Glad I can get a couple firings of these free heals off. How did I learn so much about this game? Well, so the NES version of this game is pretty well documented. There's a lot of resources. Some of the best things to do, besides watching other really top-level players and listening to their commentary, you can get your hands on the algorithms guide to that game, and you can actually see what all of the damage calculations are and kind of look under the hood of the game a little bit, which is very interesting to do. This particular hack of the game comes with a README that that, in my opinion, I would say the README of this hack assumes that you already know a fair amount about the game's systems. I wouldn't recommend reading this game's hack first until you understood a lot of that. But generally, yeah, there's a few really good resources I could recommend to you. A couple of players, one who goes by Sulla, S-U, 3 L's and then an A, or Sula, I think is how you say it. He has write-ups of various challenge runs he's done, and he explains a lot of the systems in the game. There's another player named T-Hawk, who does challenge runs of this game also, and write-ups of them, so he also kind of explores under the hood. When you do extreme challenges, you have to look at boss AI scripts and things to figure that out. And so between that and reading through the algorithms guide, I'm taking a pounding in this battle. Yikes. So between those, that's how you kind of learn these games, and that's just been kind of a hobby of mine recently, is taking a look at this game and Final Fantasy V particularly are my favorites to dig through the code and see what's going on under the hood, because it is pretty interesting to see how the designers... Okay, yep, there's the cube. To see how the designers put these games together. I don't think there are any treasures in here. Ooh, a blue D and a sorcerer's. And 3 sorcerers, yikes. I'm gonna go with Ice 3 and Boom. But yes, Andy, I hope if you're interested in looking at this game again, revisiting it, I assume you probably have played the NES version before, or else why would you stop in here to do a random stream? But it would be very cool for you to read that, because there's tons of things in the NES version that are bugged and do not work correctly. Tons of things. Elemental properties of weapons and armor are totally bugged, and lots of spells don't work how they're supposed to, or don't work at all, they just do nothing. There's lots of things like that with the old game, so you can really... Okay, yeah, this is where I would warp. Oh, and this is the battle with the blue D. I shouldn't have taken that step, because I'm going to warp out of here anyway. I shouldn't have taken that extra step in here, because I knew that was a trap square. Even in the NES version, that's a trap square, although I think it's just one blue D, if I remember. Boom will really help. But yeah, if you're interested, Andy, in getting back into the NES version, check out the algorithms guides. You can see that spells like, oh, Temper doesn't work at all, and Saber, they target ROM addresses that they're not supposed to. And things like the Thief, who supposedly is good at running, that doesn't actually work, because the way the game checks for running away is bugged and doesn't work correctly. And lots of other things. So you can really optimize your play in the NES version. Cure 4, that's a nasty spell to run into. Although we one-shot him right after Cure 4. That's kind of fun. Cure 4, of course, restores him to full health. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to make the long trek back to the airship and restock on some supplies. Yes, yeah, Andy, I played it probably about the same time you did. I got the game shortly after it was... Well, I should say shortly after it was released. I probably got it in maybe 1991 for my NES. And I was a young guy, and the only resources that I had were the things that came with the game. You know, it came with a map, came with a bestiary thing, but it wasn't always correct. And of course, the instruction manual told you, hey, cast Temper to increase your attack power. And then I, never noticed or could never figure out that it didn't actually work. That Temper didn't actually do anything. Now, Fast does work. Fast increases your number of hits, and that does work. So when you see NES players, they usually plan to, in the late game, have a mage that can cast Fast, and then some kind of physical fighter that they can cast Fast on. This one's not going to be worth fighting because these guys hit pretty hard, I think. Well, 3 for 31's not so bad. They can get some nasty crits on my red mages. So yes, I played it a lot when I was young too, and I had a very hard time getting through it. So you can see this is definitely a hack, because I don't know if you remember fighting the one-eye enemy in the ice cave. And now here I've got 4 eyes, or 3 eyes, I'm sorry. and a sandworm, which is a new kind of enemy. Or there is another worm. Are they called sandworms? Are they called sandworms in the other one? Because there's the gray worms in the NES. They might be called something else. Yeah, things were weird. Lock, I think, also, Lock didn't work like it was supposed to while they're casting Boom. Whoa, I should have saved. Here, I wasn't watching. This is nasty. Holy cow. I should have saved after I got out of that place, and I don't think I did. I was not really paying attention. I was chatty. Okay, there were sandworms there. Okay. Okay, I should be protected from the stone spells. While this battle ended up being a lot more tense than it should have been, I was just kind of like, ah, yeah, attack, 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 whatever, whatever. Wow, Boom, nasty. These guys are intense. No, that's okay. I let myself get distracted. I was just like, oh yeah, look, a battle with eyes. Okay, I'll just kind of do my regular thing. I wasn't even watching to see what how they got my fighters. If it was just the booms. I know my hit points were a little bit low. I mean, I do have life spells, so it's not too bad. But yeah, that was my fault. That was just a bonehead move. All right. Gotta focus up now, because I've got a long way back to my airship. So going through the Mirage Tower there, it's not as bad as it could have been. Could have been a lot worse getting through that. So, but I will have to watch my potion management, and I definitely need to save the game here now with anything. I'm not using save states in this playthrough. I just assumed that my walk back would be as uneventful as my walk to the place. These guys aren't really worth fighting for me. Okay, they were called Sand W's in the NES version. I'm just looking back to the chat now. They were called Sand W's. Okay, I knew there was an alternate worm sprite enemy. So this is kind of a nasty battle earlier on when you're fighting in the Peninsula of Power. This is like an instant kill when you're in the POP. But not so much now, although these guys can be kind of nasty. They have pretty high defense. I think they have pretty high magic defense as well. But Boom will still do pretty, well, not good damage on the Tyros. They just must have really high subtractive defense. They might be weak to ice, it seems, huh? So part of my strategy with this playthrough of this hack, some of you might know this already. What I've been doing with this hack is off stream. I've been doing a lot of grinding to get my characters up to pretty healthy levels before each streaming session because I'm doing it semi-blind. So you know, the NES version, I know where most of my treasures are and I can navigate things pretty smoothly. But this one, I was not sure what was in front of me, so I did a lot of off-stream grinding. But now that I'm hitting the level cap, I'm not really able to kind of power level myself to be able to play things smoothly, so we might start seeing a healthy number of game overs. For this stream and the final dungeon stream, I would anticipate a lot of backtracking and a lot of game overing, which I was trying to avoid on streams earlier in the playthrough, and I think I pretty successfully did that. But I've been warned that now that we're hitting the end game, I'm going to be running into a lot of issues. So the last stream when I do the final dungeon could be entertaining, could be frustrating. Oh boy, so that my fighter could be... that fighter could get taken out here, although this isn't inescapable, so... Okay, good, on the first try. So as long as I could last long enough for that one red mage to get to use the coward staff, that was gonna be okay. Alright, so now to restock on heal potions. Where's that item shop? So you can see even the town layout has been changed a little bit, because in Gaia here, normally that shortcut that I took to come up wasn't there, and there's also a buy 9 feature. So you don't have to sit there and mash on the A button for 10 or 15 minutes to buy 99 heal potions. And you'll also notice that my character is dashing on the map. That's another change that's pretty common change in many of the hacks and patches that are available for this game, of which there are many, many. This is just one of them. But you can buy 9 heal potions at a time, or 9 pures, or softs, or houses, or whatever. I don't want to buy 9 houses at this point, but... Okay, so I think, let me just double check that I have everything set that I want. Yeah, I think I'm good on all my equipment. Yeah, use the NES Advantage, yeah. Just hold your turbo button, yes, on your NES Advantage. Although, I don't know this. Ooh, the metal slimes. So these are the reference to Dragon Quest. And also that they run away, they have a low morale score. Yes, the NES Advantage would have your Turbo A button, although I would imagine, had I been playing it, I'd use the Advantage for the heal potion buying, but I would probably switch out of the Advantage when I was actually going to navigate. I wouldn't imagine that getting around this game with that joystick function was very fun. Although I could be wrong about that, because I did not have an Advantage. But I would imagine just like navigating around the world map and stuff with the joystick control would not have been probably the way I would have preferred. Oops, I want to use Ice 3 because I will just use a house when I get down there. There's no reason to try to hoard all these spells now. Oh yes, just for buying, yeah. That's what I probably would have done as a young lad, had I had one. But instead, I was like a schmuck, just sitting there pounding on the A button. Okay, so decent damage to everyone. Okay, even the Tyro got more than 100. But I would expect to be level 50 by the time we get through the air castle here. Let me redo this a little bit. Let's get both fighters on the Tyro and the red mages on the Wyvern. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Ooh, so I still didn't get the Tyro. They have a really massive hit point total. The Tyro and the T-Rex enemies, which I don't think we've seen yet this stream. I have seen them this playthrough, but not this stream today, I don't think. But both of them have really massive hit point totals. And he finally hit 45. I believe we're at the part of the game now where it's just a flat 32,000 between every level. Oh, and look at this. As I say it, here's the T-Rex enemy. I'm gonna get my defense up, Fog 3. These guys, the T-Rexes hit quite hard. The Ice 3, I think, will get the Perilous. Yes. The Ice 3 should clear all of them out. I'll be able to use a house before I jump into the Mirage Tower again. I've been saving the houses up this whole game. I've only used 1 or 2. Alright, now I should be able to just pound the offense into the T-Rex and be okay. But they have huge hit point totals. If you think for reference, Chaos in the NES version of Final Fantasy 1 had 2,000 hit points. I think I've done more than that to this enemy here today. Yeah, definitely more than 2,000. So just my 2 red mages there did over 1,000, and that fighter did 753, 886, and we finally got him. So you can see how much things have been changed in this game. We have a strike first. Yeah, I think I will just get some... Well, I don't really need the free healing. Let's just get out. Let's just beat a hasty retreat. Because I plan on... I'll heal with my magic. Ooh, no escape on the sandworms. Although I think my fighters can one-shot the sandworms. Yes, those T-Rex enemies are nasty, aren't they? And they hit pretty hard too, although they my armor at this point of the game is absorbing a good amount of that. Yeah, you're wondering about Warmech? Well, you may find out about Warmech. I'm not sure, but I would expect we might run into Warmech. I can't affirm that. I'm going to restore my hit points here and then use a house, because I think the house restores all of your MP, but not necessarily all of your HP. They also fixed the house bug. Yeah, 66666, yep. Okay, so we're good. And I think we're all still protected from the poison and the thunder stuff that we might run into here. There's still going to be a lot of inescapable battles. Alright, we dodged the warp the first round. I'm not actually wearing pro rings on anybody for the death protection. The equipment juggling is a very interesting part of the NES version and this one. It's this one. Yes, Sanchez, Warmech is a rare encounter there in the NES, although I recently learned, thanks to another Twitch user named SandbagX, who's kind of a Final Fantasy 1 super expert. SandbagX does speedruns with resets of Final Fantasy 1, and with those, he has to explore the encounter tables very carefully to manipulate encounters to happen at exactly the right time. And he let me know that Warmech is in encounter group number 7, which is a 3 in 64 chance. I think encounter 8 is the rarest kind of encounter you can find, and those are 1 in 64. But the encounter set 7 is 3 in 64. But there's an interesting thing with it on the NES version, where even though his Warmech, there was 3 of the 255 battle sets were Warmech battles. The first one didn't show up until something like battle 80 or 90 or something on the encounter table. So if you powered your NES on, I don't think I'm gonna take the shortcut this time. So if you powered your NES up, and then walked through that dungeon trying to find Warmech, you'd have to fight many more than 64 battles before you would actually see Warmech. because the way the NES did the encounter table, you just went in a prescribed list. Encounter number 0, encounter number 1, encounter number 2. It'd go all up to 255, and then it would reset back to 0. But in this hack, and in many Final Fantasy I hacks, they've improved that RNG to where it's a little bit more random. So where something should be random, it actually is random now. Anyway, to make a very long story short, yes, Warmech could be kind of hard to find in the NES version, but I'm not sure what to expect with Warmech here, but I would imagine we would run into something pretty nasty up there. So if I can avoid that, cool. If I run into him, we'll see how we do. I'm skipping the shortcut. This is a little bit closer to what you have to do in the NES version to get through here. Let's do this. And my numbers might be incorrect there on the Warmech, with the Warmech stats with where it lands, but I'm pretty sure that it's a 3 in 64 chance with encounter set number 7. Oh, so he can cast Aura on himself, and these guys I think have the capability to cast Flare, which is I think it's the same as I think it's called Nuke in the NES version. I think those guys have the access to that spell, which is of course nasty. All right, top floor of the tower. This is not a great encounter, although the Medusa enemies weren't very threatening last time, so let's see if I can just pick them off with my swords. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty well protected from everything I've seen so far. I don't know what might be waiting for me in the Sky Palace. I don't know what kinds of enemies or nasty trapped encounters I might run into up there. But we shall see. Gonna heal up a little bit before I step on the blue D rock golem tile here. I'll just use my cure spells. Yeah, wow, everyone's doing pretty good except that front character. He was really taking a beating. Alright, so just 2 blue Ds. No rock golem this time. Actually, that's quite a big improvement on this battle. I should be able to just spread my attacks out and get them both, yeah. On the first round, as long as everybody gets good hits off. Look at that, no damage. Well, that went exactly as good as could be expected. Alright, I'm going to pop up at the Sky Palace. I'm going to take a very quick break. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, get back to it. So again, I don't know quite what to expect up here. I can already see the layout is different than the NES version, so we'll be exploring. But thankfully, my offensive output has been able to be up to snuff so far in the Mirage Tower, and I see my first battle is not too bad. Ooh, I wish I could have dodged the blaze attack there. I wonder what this is protected by. Okay. Lamia and then 2 air enemies. Now let's see if I can get one of the airs with just 2 attacks from the red mages. You have to... Ooh, I could have spread them out. That's good to know. And I'm going to try to get a little bit of free healing here while I can. I have 3 free heal items. And I'm going to have to try to preserve my heal potions as best I can, so you're going to be hearing that sound effect a lot. Alright. Also trapped here. Ooh, this is a quite nasty battle, so I hope this treasure is worth it. I hope it's something I can use. Let's do this. Let's try to get 2 dragons this first round. Ooh, wow. Nice shot on the blue D. Yeah. And I don't know if I want to risk... Yeah, I didn't want to risk trying to get healing when I had the dragon possibly breathing poison on me. Okay, Bane Sword. I definitely want to pick this one up. Hello, Ark. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for stopping in to say hello. I'm just starting with the Sky Palace here. I cleared out the Mirage Tower without too many problems. And am just starting the Sky Palace here. So you're just in time. I'm gonna get rid of the... I don't know about the... What can I dump here? Yeah, you didn't really miss much there. Nope, you're fine. I think I'm gonna drop this white staff. I'm gonna get rid of that white staff. And I think my red mages can each take out an air enemy without much problem. You finished your 4 blue mages. Awesome. Did you, you were talking about trying to beat B, I think, in a race, right, with 4 blue mages? So we didn't quite get that, if that's what it was. Maybe I remember incorrectly. We've restarted FF6, and do I remember? Ooh, this is a nasty battle. Let me think about how I want to do this. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the big guns in this. Okay. You were never racing on it. I thought maybe I was remembering incorrectly. It was, as I was saying that, I was like, I probably don't remember this right. Yes, I can see your reaction. It's funny with Twitch delay. I'm halfway through the battle when I saw your reaction to this battle set, and I'm really scared to see that my big spells have not been able to take anybody out. Thankfully, their warp spells have been missing. So I guess I just have to hope that their warp spells continue to miss here They should all be within one hit, or one physical attack of dying. I was hoping that my Ice 3 and Boom spells would have taken out maybe a couple of them. And I just hope we can dodge getting Nuke cast on us from that Evil Man, which looks like we will. Thank goodness. So I might come out of this battle just with tons of damage from all of these area of effect spells that they've been pounding into me. I probably could have started this battle with Mute. That would have been probably the smart thing to do. Didn't even think about that. It's easy to forget that you have things like Mute. Who's worse, Evil Man or Mage? Well, I haven't really seen everything Evil Man can do yet. Nice experience in this one. In this version, I assume that they still have access to Nuke, which is what I really want to avoid. So I'm going to go for now and say that Evil Man is worse. Thankfully, the mages have not really been... The warp/rub spells have not really been very effective from the mages. You know, I'm going to move that Bane Sword down to one of these guys. Yeah, I don't want to meet either of them. And can he equip the Bane Sword? Again, let me see if that's any better than the Holy Sword. So ZZ... 43, 176... 48, 176. Okay, so the Holy Sword is still a little bit better. Yes, I don't want to meet any of them. So this battle's not too bad. I could fight these guys, no problem. So if I do run into another group like that, I need to remember to use Mute, because that does stop their regular, their abilities as well as their spells. So that will stop the warps, and that will stop the lit 2s and all of that. So if you're watching this as a how to play this game, do what I didn't do in that battle. Okay. So, and another kind of dangerous thing is that I don't know what these treasure chests are, and I don't know what I need to grab and what I can safely skip, so I'm going to have to go for just about everything. And just take the spiked battles, although happily surprised that there isn't one there. Alright, Mage Gauntlet. I don't think I need the Mage Gauntlet. I'm going to look that up. I'm sorry here if it gets choppy for a second. For some reason I didn't write that down. I have a little chart here that I made. But for some reason I don't have the Mage Gauntlet on there. Yeah, because it's an early game piece of armor. That's why I don't have it written down. I have no use for it. Yes, so Arc, it'll just be this stream, and then probably one more stream, and then I'll be finished with ZZ. But I'm still planning on Monday doing the Final Fantasy V all-day marathon. So, still be on the lookout for that if you're interested, again. But I plan to knock off a lot of time for the final dungeon of the ZZ game. Another heal helmet. I might just make a note of where that is. Yeah, I might just make a note of where that is, because I can use the defense, I think, more than the free healing of the heal helmet for now. The Opal helmet gives really nice defense. Maybe that's the wrong strat, but I do want to hold on to things that give me resistance to the various elements, so I don't have to be casting X-Death and X-Bar on every battle. Looks like my fighters can take out the Lamias in one hit now when they get good damage, which is nice. Heal helmet. Staff. So I'll just remember that the heal helmet is there. I doubt I would ever have reason to come back up here and get it, but I'll know it's there. Dragon Nunchucks. Not any use for me, nor is Axis Armor. I have no use for that. So the dungeon here so far has been pretty linear, thankfully linear. Almost suspiciously linear. And I'm sure it's still coming, but I thought this one would be kind of a maze-like complex with lots of nasty enemies. But so far, okay, so that's where I started the floor, right? The room that I'm butting up to now is the entrance back to the Mirage Tower. So the first floor looks like a nice straight shot right through, which is actually quite handy. And then I wonder if, as has been the theme, if there's going to be a guarded warp tile that goes back out to the world map. That's been the theme of themed dungeons so far. As has been the trapped shortcut. 47, that second fighter. Okay, so I've got these my 46, 47, and 2 49s. And so I thought my levels would hit close to 50 here in today's playthrough. Okay, so the first floor of this dungeon is pretty doable. And I think I recognize this second floor. So I'm going to go to the parts that I don't recognize, which might have something important that I need. But I think this is the floor that has the adamant and the white and black shirts, and yeah, maybe another ribbon. I can't remember what's all up here. If it indeed is the room that I think I remember. Because I found the Bane Sword about where I would have expected to find the Bane Sword. Holy 2. Lamia, yeah, this is... Normally the Lamias don't survive into the second round. My fighter just got some bad damage there, so that was an unlucky... What did she get off a... I wasn't watching. Looks like she must have gotten off some kind of a defensive attack. Okay, you just pop back. Well, so in case you missed anything, Arcus, I kind of said that the first floor of the Sky Palace here is a pretty straight shot, and kind of a thankfully straight shot. All right, there's level 50 for my red mages, so they're maxed out. And now on this floor, it looks like it looks familiar, but I'm going to the area that's not familiar, because that might have something important for me, or something I don't want to miss. But this might be the floor that has the adamant and the white and black shirt on it. If you know which floor that is, if you know which one I'm talking about. Okay, so that looks like our warp tile out. That's the way I came in. So it looks like I'm gonna devote 2 fighters on the Lamias now. So I wasn't paying attention to that last battle. Maybe the Lamia landed slow on me last battle before I attacked. That must have been what happened, because I haven't seen her cast a defensive spell yet, but I bet it was just slow. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the one it is, because the one in the NES version is kind of like a star-shaped room where there's little wings coming out. Yeah, that slow is really nasty. It might even be worth using a mute casting in this battle if she gets slow off. Because I don't want to be dealing with her with Holy 2 again. Because I think Holy is non-elemental in this one, so my ribbons and my armor are not helping me with it. That slow is pretty devastating. And there's Boom. Ouch. Ouch, that's nasty. Okay, he got 6 hits off. That was a really painful fight. Have I played and beat FF6? Yes, I have. Several times I have played all the way through it. I've cleared a lot of the dungeons. I've done a pretty close to 100% on that game, but not so much recently. So not in the past couple of years, and that only on the Super NES version. So I've never actually seen the like the GBA version or any of the DS remake, or if there's a PSP one. So that's my Final Fantasy VI experience. Is I'm very, very well versed in the Super NES game, but not so much any of the newer releases. Gosh, I hope I have enough resources to get through this dungeon. That last battle with the Lamia, with her getting a boom off, was pretty devastating. Alright, and these aren't bad as long as I don't get slow. Pretty nasty. So, Ark, which version of FF6 are you working on? You said you were starting off with that. And do I remember correctly that you had not played it all the way through before? Maybe because I think I remember you saying that, but I might be wrong. SNES. Good. I strongly approve. You won't be dealing with the load times that the Super NES has, or it's not Super NES, I'm sorry, the PlayStation 1 version has, which are pretty painful, as you know. Okay, another circlet. I don't need the circlet. I don't need the circlet. This is not a battle I want to deal with. You can see the Dragon Quest reference here. The metal slimes run away from higher level characters, or they have a higher chance to run away. But I also think they can pack a pretty nasty punch. They need to. Okay, you just got the ship in the World of Ruin. Okay. Yes, Ark, were you able to save poor Sid? Yes, were you able to get him the fish that he needed and keep Celis from trying to jump? Yes, so Ark, in that World of Ruin, there are tons of side quests that you can do, which I'm assuming that's what Andy is referencing there when he says depends. Because there are a ton of things you could do. Okay, so you knew how to save Sid. That's good. Hope I can get a little bit of free healing here. I am concerned that boom might have put me down too weak to be able to finish this in one push. I don't want to be too aggressive and lose my progress. Although I can exit out anytime, so I'm gonna soldier on as far as I can. Ooh, yes, Andy, that is a great question. Did you hang around for Shadow? That's something that someone without a fact probably would never figure out, or would very unlikely figure out. What are we looking at here? Alright, so a nasty battle. Yeah, you were excited about Shadows Evade? Yeah. And then, oh, Evade is bugged in that one? Ouch. I did not know that. So FF6 is one that I know pretty well on the surface of the game, but I know very little about the game systems, not nearly as much as I do Final Fantasy 1 or 5. I know very little compared to what I know about 5. Okay, black shirt, so that must be the white shirt in there, and I'm actually not going to grab either of those. Oh, is this one trapped too? Jeez. Let me see if I can just get this Lamia before she gets slow off. I don't mind spending a whole round just on the Lamia. Just let me get through her. I've had enough trouble with those Lamias so far. Yes, in that way, in Final Fantasy VI, I can help you very little in terms of calculating the M for your hit at various levels and strength numbers. I don't know much about that. But I was very much into it. Here's the dragon battle again. I was very much into it when I was in high school, and I played a ton of it. After I played a ton of Final Fantasy VII, I got really into 6. Alright, so this one went okay. Okay, so yeah, Zerking Saban with the Genji glove that's a legit strat. Definitely nothing wrong with that strat. He certainly would do pretty strong damage that way, yeah. Okay, good, we got this one. Alright, so I now know where the black and white shirts are. Sadly, I don't want them for now. And now I'm kind of lost. I don't 100% know where I am. Although I imagine I could find my way back, but it's going to be a long walk back to where the starting point of this floor was. So as much as the first floor of this dungeon is a straight line, the second floor is quite a maze, just as I had predicted the whole dungeon would be. So thankfully the first floor is pretty straight, so that if I do run low, I can always exit out, heal up, and take another shot. Yeah, so Ark, I agree with that. I'm at a point now too where I approach RPGs much more differently than I used to. I assume that's what you mean by that. That 4 years ago you wouldn't have thought about that. I feel like I think about RPG mechanics in a very different way now that I've looked into the algorithms guides of particularly these two games, FF1 and 5. I feel that if I reapproach 6 or 4 again, I probably would start to look for ways that I can do things like that. Which is very cool. Oh, you started the run 4 years ago? You have an ancient save file on your computer? Or on your version? Oh, is this up to the next floor? By gum, it is up to the first floor. And this is kind of a nasty fight. I'm going to try to mute everybody here. Or mute as many as I can. And let's go with Boom on the other ones. Yes, Andy, the classic offering Genji glove combo was pretty deadly. And that was even in, older guides for that game. That may have even been a Nintendo Power tip. Like, hey, kids, put the offering and Genji glove on a character and watch them really go crazy. That's my best Nintendo Power voice. Wow, I only got one mage silenced. And Boom didn't really do much, because these guys must not have or they must just have very high magic defense specifically, not necessarily elemental resistances. I don't know, Andy, do you think I got close to the tone of a Nintendo Power article? I never actually subscribed, but I read a good amount of magazines when I could. So that mage right there is completely... he's muted. So I might actually try and sneak in a few rounds of healing here before we go on. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sneak in a few rounds of healing. I'm glad I got it pretty close. So, Ark, looking at your comment there, the FF5 PS1 guide, I've actually wondered about that recently because I have that guide, but I don't have it with me right now. It's back in the States in storage. And I hadn't read it for a long time since I kind of got into FF5 and the Fiesta last year. So I found myself recently wondering what that guide must say about things like that, because I'm sure it's full of errors and just really bad advice, like what you pointed out there. Make the Dragoon dual-wield dragon lances. Yeah, that's not the greatest advice in the world, is it? I should be done here in just another couple of rounds. I know this probably is kind of irritating to watch, but it should just be another couple of rounds. The white sword is really, really nice if you can get the charges cast on it, if you can get it cast. Now, I wish I could switch the white sword to another character. I think he might... Okay, 889. He might be close to max. Okay, yeah, he is max. Yeah, Holy 2 is failing. So this is... I'm probably gonna have to do this in the final dungeon. Use the wizard staff to confuse guys, and possibly the dream staff to sleep them while the other ones are using their healing items. So there could be a good amount of this stuff going on in the final dungeon descent when I really need to conserve my resources. Here it's not quite as important. But now that everyone's over 500, I think I'm just going to jump ahead. Here we go, bomb miss, that's nice. Yeah, because we're close enough to full, so I will have these guys use their healing and that one fighter attack, so I can get just a tiny bit more, and we'll finish up the battle. Let's see if this has changed. Okay, I don't think that's any different than the old text, or it's very similar. Alright, chimeras and guards. I'm gonna mute because I'm not sure if the guards have something nasty they can do. I'm gonna see if we can up our defense here too. I'm gonna play around with some of my defensive stuff. Ooh, yeah, wow. Let me see if I can get mute to land on any of them. These guys, they might just have physical attacks that they do. These are mostly new enemies for me in this hack anyway. Okay, so it looks like the guards are just pummel away with physical attacks. Actually, I might try the wizard staff on them next. See if I can make them attack each other a little bit. Because the wizard staff is going to be part of my plan for healing in the final dungeon. See if I can get one of them confused. 0 of them confused. Alright, well, never mind that. And they have very high defense, it looks like. As my 6 hits, 182 damage would tell you. The fighters are getting crits, so they're cutting that defense down. So the crit rate of the axes is a lot higher than the crit rate of the swords. There we go. Got some crits that time. Cool. I'll get my fighters closer to their levels up. Alright, so this is almost certainly going to be trapped with nasty stuff, and I'm running low on heal potions. This is going to be nasty, these traps. So things you're learning from playing 6. Osmos is overpowered. Okay, Golem is still a bro. I love that you call Golem a bro. That's great. That's not the first time. Everyone is kind of samey. That I agree with. I should say everything I agree with so far. Although I didn't... When I played it, I wasn't using Osmos as much as I probably should have been. Magic Shield I don't need. Axis Shield I don't need. Alright, there's another probably trapped battle. Yes, besides their special move, they all pretty much get the same spells. I think there's a couple of exceptions there, but you're basically right on that. I think, is it... Do Terra and Sully's... I don't want to spoil anything, I guess. I shouldn't... Ooh, another dragon armor. That's nice. And another white sword. Excellent. I want all of that. I want all of that. So let's get... yeah, let's get rid of the Thor hammer. Yes, very good. And then I want to make way for the other dragon armor. Okay, so opal armor gives me lightning and poison. Dragon is fire, ice, and lightning. Yes, but with Espers, it is a moot point. Yeah, so they can learn some. Yeah, but I don't want to spoil anything in case you want to look that up. But I might be wrong about what I have in mind. But anyway, I'll shut up about it here. I need to see what I want to do for armor here to pick up this other dragon armor because I want it. But let me see what I need to drop to get it. I'm sorry here. Hang on for a sec. Drop the opal armor. Lightning and poison. Aegis shield. That is poison. Earth. Okay, yeah, I think I do want to drop the... I do want to drop the opal armor. But, actually... Let me see if... Can you equip the dragon armor? No, you can't. Can you equip the opal armor? I doubt that you can. No, you can't. Yeah, at the end of the game, you have everybody casting Ultima, but yeah, by that point, you're right. Ultima is a hefty, hefty one. Lightning and Poison, and Aegis Shield. Okay, yeah, I think I am going to drop the Opal. Yeah, drop the Opal armor. Pick up the Dragon armor, because I can get him lightning protection other ways. Yeah, I can get him protection other ways. Yeah, sorry about this, everyone watching. I didn't realize there was another Dragon armor in the game, so I didn't make plans for how I wanted to handle getting it. So, sorry about that. I had made kind of a plan for just picking up one Dragon armor, but I didn't realize there was another one. So it was a good problem to have. I'm glad there's another one, but it just meant I had to do a little bit more thinking than I had planned on doing. I like to do most of my thinking off-stream, of course, because it's not as exciting to watch somebody hem and haw and go, I don't know, what should I do? Should I drop this one? Where do I do with that? That's another thing, when you're playing a game like this and you're not exactly sure what to expect, it can be kind of paralyzing, because you go, well, I don't know if I'm going to need this later. When you play the NES version where you know it really well, you can plan. You go, yeah, I will need this, I definitely won't need that. And you can even just walk right by those chests if you don't want it. You say, well, I'm playing characters, I don't have a knight, so I can't get that Dragon armor, so I'm just going to walk right by that whole block of chests. I don't need the money, I don't need the armor, so... But here I'm like, I don't know. But it's part of the tension and what makes playing a hack like this exciting. It does build that tension. This looks like a fun little battle. This looks like a fun little battle. Now the Fire 3s I hope will take out the wizard vampires, and then in addition to the attacks from the fighters, possibly get both of the death dragons. Now they won't get the red goyles, or the hellbats they're called in this one. They won't get them because they'll resist it, but ooh, I didn't get both of the wizard vamps, huh? Ouch. My frontline character is getting low on health. What gave him such a pound? I wasn't watching the damage readouts to what gave him such a hit there. See if I can get two of these guys. I probably could have spread my attacks around the wizard vampire, but I wanted to get rid of him. Yeah, because slow is their kind of most threatening thing, the hellbats. But it looks like it didn't hit him, so more power to him. I'll have to get him healed up, but I'm running low on heal potions, so I may have to beat a retreat on this one to lock in all this progress that I've made and all these weapons and items that I've picked up. Especially since getting through this is not too bad. And I think I may have missed some chests on the previous floor anyway, but I'm going to explore just a little bit more and see if there's anything else I can get taken care of before I warp out. But I am thinking that I'm going to warp out and restock on heal potions. And I won't feel bad doing that. I hope anyone watching doesn't mind. But I definitely don't want to do this crawl again. I want to be able to just... I could skip the chests and get back up here within a few minutes. Here's another nice big set of chests that I'm gonna do my best to get this set of chests and then get out of here with the healing resources that I have. And I don't think I have any higher level curing spells with these guys. I kept these guys mostly on the offensive side, which was maybe not the best choice, but whoops. But it's what I've got. Opti, it doesn't have the potential for chests with trapped in, by the way, hello. It doesn't have things with monsters in the chest, but it does have spiked tiles directly in front of chests. And they are quite common in this hack. But I don't think this game even has room in the code for having a monster in the chest. So that's the way that the original designers and this hack designer have protected chests, is with spiked tiles around them. And so sometimes it's hard to tell in this game, because there are lots of spiked tiles and you're also dealing with different encounter rates in the dungeon. It's hard to tell which ones are spiked and which ones are... Okay, Opal Helmet and Battle Sword, I don't think I need any of those for now, but I can remember that they're there. Let's see what's in this one. So this is B. My guess is in this dungeon here with this layout of equipment. This is the designer of this hack allowing parties with almost any combination of characters. Opal armor. Okay. Okay, so these are definitely trapped then. So we now know that for sure. These are trapped chests. So these two tiles are spiked. So I actually didn't need any of that, but depending on what my party makeup was, I could have made use of most of those things. Maybe not the pro ring. So I'm guessing that's what this floor and most of this dungeon has been in the mind of the designer. That I'm only guessing and conjecturing on this. Was a way to equip whatever variant party that your character is using, or that the player is using, to get them ready for the end of the game with all of the rare stuff. Because the other opal armor in there, all of that's pretty handy. Ooh, this is another nasty fight, and this is a no escape kind of fight. Let me boost up our physical defense, since I'm kind of committing to exiting out of the dungeon and coming back, especially because we have the war mech fight possibly on the next floor, and I don't know if there's also like a souped up war mech enemy waiting for me up there too. There's like an Omega waiting for me. I don't know, so I'll see if I can finish clearing up this floor, and then I'll warp out and restock. But thank you everybody for coming in this morning, or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. It's been a while since I've picked up this one. Hello B, good morning. I was just saying thank you to everybody for stopping by, and then I see B popping in too. It's great to have everybody here. I appreciate that you can stop by and say hello. Hello Hellframe. Welcome, thank you for stopping in. I have to say it's very nice to be able to chat and socialize while you're playing games like this. It turns up the tension a little bit when you're playing a hard type hack like this, to have people watching and cheering you on. I'm excited for a Monday too. Yes, hopefully it should be fun. Just a nice, I don't know, a way that I can do something. Alright, another circlet I don't need. Opal shield I don't need. House I can use. So again, my theory is supported yet farther. Alright, I think this is also going to be a no escape battle. That the designer wanted to soup up every party as much as possible with these. Yes, so B asks if Opti's going to be spoiling FF5. If you tune in and watch very much, you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of what 5 looks like, and likely I will be explaining kind of the ins and outs of the mechanics of the game too. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I wouldn't recommend sticking around too long. So I won't be hurt if you don't stop in or if you don't stay long. It's okay. You know, no one has to come to anything that we do. That's the beauty of this internet, is we always have live entertainment choices. So I'm always just grateful when anyone does stop in and spend some time. So, but yeah, if you want to avoid spoilers on 5, because you will probably hear me and see me demonstrate very easy ways to beat many bosses in the game. And part of that is because of the particular party makeup that I'm going to have for the run-through. There will be lots of very easy ways to handle things with the party I have that aren't always apparent. I'm sure Ark probably agrees with that evaluation. But I'm very much looking forward to that party. I've been thinking about it a lot. But yes, Opti, thank you for the shout out on Twitter the other night. That was nice to see. I appreciate that a lot. I can't help but wonder if I'm close to the mass immune, so I don't want to warp out before I get that if it's close. But I don't know if I'm going to be a long ways from that, but I'm basically out of healing. Alright, there's another Zeus gauntlet. That's nice. He's trying to be a bro. I've heard that Golem is a bro, but I don't know what that means. Right, Ark? Yes, Ark, the team that I got is pretty intense. That team I got. I was just looking, you know what team I had? My 12th Fiesta run last year. I was just looking at my save file. I totally forgot about this. That team was Thief, Red Mage, Geomancer, Dancer, which is about as bad a team as you can possibly get. It might be tough to think of a team that would be worse than that. Thief, Red Mage, Geomancer, Dancer. And I was looking at the save file that I had was right before the end of the game, and I beat them at like level 23 and 24. I don't even know what I did. I'd have to watch the videos on that. So B, you asked if I play SNES. I like to play the SNES version, although with the party I have, I'm going to be playing GBA. With the party that I have, I decided to play GBA for a couple of different reasons, because there's some slight version differences that will make me playing the GBA version slightly easier. Yeah, Monk Berserker. Well, yeah, I was thinking not counting Berserker parties. I was thinking without Berserker parties. But yeah, I suppose you're right. Monk Berserker would be a not great combo. But I was looking at the end of the game, I was like, man, how? I don't know how I did. I was crazy to try, probably. So, speaking of being crazy to try, I'm almost scared to go into this room because I'm completely out of healing. And if every battle is going to be stuff like this, it's gonna be nasty. I'm gonna do a fire 3 and a boom. Yeah, I think I might get out of here because I'm scared that there's gonna be something nasty guarding those chests in there, and I'm gonna get wiped. Wow, those wizard vamps have pretty good magic defense. So I think I am gonna warp out. Ugh. Yeah, they got slow to land, they got stone to land. This is gross. So I'm gonna get out of here. And they're doing big damage too. Almost made it to this room. Whatever's in this room, it better be worth it, whatever's in this room. But I'm not going to go for it now. Alright. So now I'm going to run back to town to restock, but I don't know if anyone wasn't here when I came into this dungeon, but it's a much longer walk back to the airship than it used to be from the Mirage Tower. So it's going to take me a couple of minutes to get back to the airship, fly over to town, restock my heal potions, and then come back to the Mirage Tower. But I should be able to get back to where I was fairly quickly, because I think I know my way through that dungeon. And it'll just be a matter of fighting all of the unrunnable battles. But I'm glad I logged that progress, so that if I did run into something like Warmech, I can quickly get back up the tower. Real quick for Opti or B or anyone else who might be streaming later, are you guys planning on doing streams later? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Okay, B is planning on doing one later? Okay. Because I should be around later. Like, I'll probably finish this one. Oh yeah, this battle is nasty. This one actually almost wiped me out earlier. I have kind of a highlight, lowlight, where this battle actually almost wiped me out. I'm gonna switch this around. A battle like this came very close to wiping me out. I'm gonna skip mute, and I'm just gonna go right for the eyes. Yeah, because these guys got me with Void and then Boom. And XXX. These guys really hit hard before. Now there's Boom. Yeah, that's a nasty one. Yeah, okay. So XXX is a threshold spell, and in this version it's threshold of 300 hit points. So if you have less than 300 hit points, and you're not immune to... I can't remember if XXX is death or time element. I mean, its result is that it kills you, but I can't remember if it's a death element or a time element death that kills you, sorry. But if you have more than 300 hit points, you're immune to it. Less than 300, not so much. So... yeah, so Opti, I just asked before if you or B had plans to stream later. B said she's gonna be streaming later, so I'll be able to pop in. Oh shoot, I forgot to revive my fighter, but... Okay, does this guy the one have Ice 3? He doesn't have Ice 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that you're not feeling very well. I need to pay more attention to my to my play here. I forgot to revive the dead red mage, because I always forget there's never anything quick or easy in this. You never can just like, oh, I'll just sprint back to the airship quick. Nope, you can run into these nasty battles with Tyros with really big attack totals. Right, but Invis 2 will help them. I think this will reduce my damage more than Fog 3 for now. Normally with 4 characters alive, I wouldn't have to deal with this. Oh, okay. So the map for this game, yeah, in this hack, the map is significantly different than in the NES version. Yes, the world map has been altered quite a bit. And these guys have tons of hit points. So that's one of the ways that the challenge has been boosted in this version, is that the world map is majorly changed. So normally, to get to the Mirage Tower, now I'm going to revive my guys. Although they're going to have 1 hit point and that's it. But at least they'll be alive for a round, because I don't have any other kind of healing. I'll just get a little bit. So yeah, normally the Mirage Tower is just a short walk from the airship. Oops, it's Hack who has the Coward Staff. Also, my walk to the town of Lefian, that's the town when you play Final Fantasy 1 that you need the slab for to get the translation. The walk to that town is also significantly longer than it was before. So that is kind of one of the ways that the games have been made more difficult, is that world map encounters tend to be trickier, a little more dangerous, and then also the walks are longer. The buy 9 feature is nice. In the NES vanilla version, you can only buy 1 heal potion at a time, so to buy 99 of them takes a long time. But it's pretty standard practice for these hacks to have this feature of buying 9 or 10 in one go. I don't know if it's possible, probably not, or else I would expect to see it in there, for them to have a option for you to select exactly how many you want, like in the 16-bit Final Fantasy, where you could just say, yeah, I want 99 of them. Thanks. Probably doesn't work like that. And let me make sure, yeah, okay, so I'm set on those guys. Rearrange my party before I save. But Opti, to kind of answer your question, I'll show you on the way back to the Mirage Tower where the airship parking normally is, so you can get an idea of how it's changed in this version. That'll be no problem. And that's just one of the examples that of how this is different. Normally with the Mirage Tower, you park the ship somewhere around here-ish. There's a little patch of green, you can park it right around with this corner. So you just walk over here and do it. But in this version, we have a long walk full of nasty, unrunnable enemies, meant to kind of drain your resources a little bit before and after the dungeon. See, like this one, this is a no-escape battle with wyverns and paralisks. Now, I do plan on using a house here, so I'll go with all my biggest spells on these guys. The Ice 3 will take out all the paralisks because they are weak to ice, I believe. So I'm gonna think out loud here for just a second. When I get up to the one room that I went straight north on, there were some rooms that were straight south of the entrance that I think I need to check out yet. And then, of course, I can make it all the way back to that room that I just gave up on. And hopefully by skipping all or most of all of the other chests, I should be able to do so with enough healing resources left. And I really have very little need for any more experience of any kind. My fighters are 48 and 49. I need very, very little more experience. And I would imagine I would pick up enough to get to level 50 with everybody before I finish up today, so I'm going to be making whenever I can run from a battle. I will be. Although in dungeons, battles that you can run from are kind of rare. Or they can be rare. Okay, yep. Full health. We're ready to go. So I think I'm going to take the shortcut on the second floor this time. It's guarded by a blue D. but I think I can manage it. And my voice is starting to get a little bit tired too. I'm not sick, I don't think. Like you said, you were not feeling very well, Opti, but once I get a couple of hours in, my voice starts to get a little bit tired, so I might get a little bit less chatty than I normally get, although maybe that's a good thing. My audio setup doesn't make my voice sound very good. But I looked into some better setup options, and they're just not going to be in the cards for me right now at this point. Unfortunately. Sounds great. I don't know if it sounds great. My setup makes I have to have my mic really close to my mouth, which makes a lot of the S's and T's and P's sound kind of funny. Yeah, I have enough Fire 3s, I think. Curse is a nasty one. Wow, pretty low damage all around. The fighter was slow. I understand why he was rolling low. But we're just rolling low on the Fire 3s and all those vampires. That was pretty bad luck all around on those guys. Alright, it's going to take both fighters on the Wizard Vampire to take him down, because that slow landed on the top and the bottom character. You can see how low his damage is. And actually, slow hit the same character again there. That's okay. So I think as long as I space out the slowed and the non-slowed characters, we should be fine. Alright, so I think it's just a blue D and Rock Golem battle. Okay, so it's just 2 blue Ds. This is fine. We should be able to get this in 1 round. Now, normally the Mirage Tower, as I said this a while ago, is only guarded by just 1 blue D at the very top. But in this one, blue Ds are much more common. And I got the perfect turn order there, which is great. I avoided the Thunder spell, which can be pretty devastating. So that's a spiked shortcut, which is kind of a common feature in this game. Now, dare I skip the fog spells in this? I probably shouldn't have skipped fog. I probably should have at least used the fog staff. But if I can get... yeah, if I can get that other guard with just 2 attacks from the red mages, it might be worth it. Okay. Trying to preserve as much healing power as I can, and when those guards get those attacks off that do 100+ damage, that means 2 or 3 heal potions per attack. But the poison and thunder spells will do the same thing. They do 40 to 60 or 70 to everybody. So here's another trap square. This one has a Rock Golem, which is sometimes this is just 2 blue Ds, but it looks like a Rock Golem is one of the possibilities on here, which is not great, because the Rock Golem is kind of a nasty enemy. Yeah, 139. I suppose that's better than hitting with poison. Or thunder, I guess, is the one these guys use. But the Rock Golem enemies, even in the NES version, the Rock Golem enemies are pretty hard to deal with. Well, or you can one-shot him with a nice crit from your axe-wielding knights. Okay, so this one, as I said before, is a nice straight shot, this floor. And I'll get to skip all of the... Ooh, wow, this is a bad one. I am going to use the rain staff on this one. The rain staff will up my physical defense to cast Fog 2 on everybody. Yeah, especially with them getting us with slow. Slow is going to reduce our damage output. Yeah, so even that one hit, he still got a critical and did pretty good damage there. And you can stack the effects of Rain Staff for Fog 2, so I can actually get them buffed up even more to resist the damage that we're taking. All right, so both fighters have been hit nerfed, and I cannot remember now which, if either of my two red mages. Okay, third red mage is good, fourth red mage is good. Okay, so for the rest of this battle, it's actually going to be my red mages that are going to be doing the damage. So I'll just have my fighters heal themselves up with the white swords, and have the red mages go nuts. So I need to make better use of those white swords, because they provide really nice free healing. I collected everything here, so it's just a straight shot through. Ooh, I haven't fought these guys yet. These are the green Medusas in the NES version. But I wonder what Steno is a reference to. Does anyone know what that name could be a reference to? Is that the name of a particular a Greek character? A short, abbreviated version of a Greek character? I'm not sure what that reference is to. Steno. S-T-H-E-N-O. Steno. I don't know. So the name on the green Medusa enemies is... Oh! Hello, Shahali. Thank you for stopping in, and thank you for looking that up. I'll have to check it out later. Oh, Steno is the queen of the Gorgons. Oh, okay. Thank you for checking that out. And hello, Shahali. Thank you for stopping by. Again, this is a nasty, nasty fight. I need to focus on this and make sure I get my stuff targeted correctly. We go after the bad men, or the evil men first. The evil men are the lighter gray ones. The bad men are the ones that are more blue. And the mage enemies are the ones that look like Astos. I'm hoping to get Mute to land because all of these guys have nasty spells. But I only got it to land on the bad men, which are the least threatening of all the enemies in this fight. Which is really unfortunate. So the warp spells of the mages are instant death spells, and thankfully they've been missing. I'm going to try another Mute, just to try to avoid getting into them casting, because these guys can cast Nuke, the evil men can cast Nuke, and then the mages can start casting elemental stuff at me. If I can get a mage or two muted, I'll leave them at the end, and I'll get a little bit of free healing in. Okay, well, I'm not going to try again. I red mages, if they get good damage, they can get the bad men in one hit. Yes, Shahali, good morning to you. I know you're usually watching at work at about this time, and I always appreciate you stopping in, so thank you for popping in. I understand that you're always busy when you're watching. That's totally fine. I got just a little bit of healing in. What I'd like to be able to do is mute one of those guys so that I can sit there and heal for as long as I'd like to. Alright, this is the floor that I wanted to see if there was anything that I missed. Although this does not look like the floor that has the adamant on it in the NES version. It looked a little bit like it from up there by the entrance gate. Alright, another heal staff. Well, that's interesting, because that could replace a heal helmet on somebody. That's very interesting, because I could use that to replace a heal helmet. I'll have to remember that's there. Here's the metal slimes again. I can never stop myself from doubting myself playing in this. Like I feel like I'm gonna make some really boneheaded decision, and then it's gonna be on stream and on a VOD forever of me saying something really, really silly, or making it. Ooh, they have stone on their touch attack, huh? That's nasty. So I always wonder if when I turn down the heal staff, if that would end up just being a colossal mistake. But I don't think so, because I have access to some pretty good stuff. Get one more hit on the Lamia. Okay, very good. The Lamias were giving me a lot of problems earlier too, because they have the slow spell that nerfs all your damage. Save versus stone. Yes. Yes, you're right. Oh, another Aegis shield. Okay. Let me think here for a second. Let me look. Opal shield. He has the opal gauntlet. Right. Yep. Okay. Yep. So I can get rid of my opal shield and get my other Aegis shield. So I'm glad I came down here to explore this part, because that's going to be useful for me. And speaking of that, I don't know if I equipped my newly grabbed Aegis shield. I don't know if I equipped it, so I hope I kill these guys before they cast their poison attack. Very good. Okay. I'm safe. Actually, I'm going to have this guy heal himself. See if he uses the white sword. Very good. That gets really, really significant free healing. But it's only self-targeting. And it's hard to give up the offensive output from your fighters. And this is hard to go without that. Sorry, my voice is getting very tired. Might have to get some water here when I go to the next floor. I might take a quick break for a drink of water. Oh yes, my shield. I forgot to do it again. Thank you, Opti, for reminding me. Because just as I say, oh, I should have equipped that shield. See, this is what I'm talking about with me making colossal, foolish mistakes. In a public venue. Because, yes, there's the shield sitting on his back, but not equipped. Alright, another Opal Gauntlet. Okay. Actually think I'm okay for all of that. Yeah, I don't think I need... Well, could I use another Opal Gauntlet in place of the Atlas Gauntlet? Because I can have access to temper spells. I'm gonna check the Opal Gauntlet's numbers. 15 Poison, Lightning, Earth, yes. I am going to drop this Atlas Gauntlet and get the other Opal Gauntlet because it's got a little bit better defense. An extra element that it defends against, and it does not cast Temper, but I do have access to Temper another way, so... I guess on battles where I am running, because I have the Coward Staff for the guaranteed run, I may use my free healing stuff. Here's Theno again. Not sure if I have the pronunciation right. That's a tough set of consonants to have to spit out. Yeah, Shahali, I agree. The metal slimes in here so far have been kind of an interesting encounter in this one, which I think that they're meant to be maybe a partial tongue-in-cheek, well, more than partial tongue-in-cheek encounter. Yeah, let's him heal. Got the most room to grow. Yeah, thankfully, I don't think I've ever run into Shahali a non-runnable metal slime encounter. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I have. And they've always either run from me or I've been able to successfully get away from them. So I don't really know much about how they fight in this one because I'm usually running scared. I don't know where I went here. Oop, you know what? I'm going to do what I said I would. Ooh, yeah, 139, 102. Just as I say that, they start pounding my characters. And I think the exit was here. Yes. Alright, so we're already on the floor that I was on, and it looks like this must be a spike square on every exit from that staircase. I fought this same battle there before. Spread this out. I don't know if I'm doing this incorrectly. See, yeah. The Astos enemies have a lot more hit points than before. See if I can get some of these mages muted. One of these mages muted. Nope. It's strange that at level 50, my red mages still have a really low chance to mute these guys. I'll have him double up on that. There we go, and they're into their elemental casting stuff now. Well, I was hoping to get rid of that. I'm not as familiar with what the Dark Elf enemies in here's AI is. I don't know what kind of... I'm not as familiar with the abilities that they use. Because they're not your regular old Astos enemies. I mean, and thankfully they're not, because they don't seem to be using rub like Astos likes to do so much. Okay. We're almost to that room that we were before. Whoa, hello. Here we go. This is why I'm glad I exited out before, because it looks like this is just a regular old encounter. But I don't think I saw a can't run. Am I wrong about that? Yeah. You can run away from this random war mech encounter. Awesome, I'm glad, because I don't want to deal with war mechs. Okay, so the Dark Elf, it looks like they have warp as well. So the Dark Elf Astos enemies have warp as well. I'm hoping I'm not missing something like Adamant or something. Although if I do go through this and I don't see Adamant, I'll still finish up the stream once I beat TIAMAT, and I'll see maybe off stream sometime I can go through and try to grab Adamant again, because we're getting up to close to the 3-hour mark on the stream. But I'm determined to get through TIAMAT today. These battles are starting to take a little bit longer. And then I don't know. I think I've heard whisperings of a machine enemy that's even more threatening than war mech. If I run into him, I'm going to try to get away, but I don't know if that would be runnable if you run into this souped up war mechy enemy. I'm going to do some healing. Since these guys don't seem all that threatening, even though I can't seem to land mute on them. Alright, so bomb, you just got him for 100, okay. And you got the 100 right back. We got a little bit of free healing there. I have to try to get a little bit more in. If any of these battles can be made neutered. Okay, so here's this, and I'm wondering, this is what I saw before. I'm wondering what this is going to be protected by, but look at those sprites. Look at those, like, are those computer chair sprites? That's really interesting. Alright, that was almost certainly going to be protected, although the blue D, gas D combo is certainly not the worst thing it could be protected by. Ooh, they both went physical right away. Not what I wanted. And I hope this is the adamant. Oh, a pro cape. I don't know if I want the pro cape. I wonder why that was not equipped. I need to look up the pro cape numbers. Alright, it's 20. But it doesn't offer any protection there. I might leave the pro cape and just make a note that it's there. Because the red shield offers the protection against those death attacks that were so nasty before. And this one's going to be worth an Invis 2 and a Fog 3. Those guards hit so hard, and I want to try to save some hit points. So I hope they go off. There we go. There's the Fog 3. Okay, so they're doing just 1 damage outside of their crits. So I might get this down to 1 guard, and then do a little bit of healing to get my front character and my red mages up a little bit. Since I used those spell charges to get my characters buffed up. Because they won't be doing tons of damage, so this is playing a little bit conservative. But I can't afford to be too risky. So I just have to hope for more attacks like that are just doing 1 damage. White sword. Actually, do you have a cure staff? Yes, he has a cure staff. He has a heal staff. So that ZZ character will get hit points a lot more quickly, because he can get more targeted healing on himself. This should just take a couple of rounds, especially with my fighters and those white swords. They'll get them up to 900, no problem. Alright, great, another 1 damage. That's nice. And I wish I could have them use their white sword to target another character to get those big heals spread around a little bit more. And, okay, so second character is full, so is ZZ, it looks like. Okay. And I'll still have him heal just in case he goes off first. That battle worked out well. Alright. And if this one is set up the same as the other one, then I know which way I can go. Although I can see already that it's not, because there's a door. There are no doors in the vanilla version on this floor. It's just a big maze, and it is the second to last room, I believe, or it's third to last, maybe. I shouldn't start talking before I realize where I am. Alright, this is going to be protected. I think it's this one. I think after this one, it's the one that has the adamant on it, maybe. I haven't looked at the vanilla version of this temple for a while. Thank goodness for those white swords that can provide free healing that at such a strong multiplier. Alright, black shield. Actually, I have no use for the black shield. And I think normally you go left, left, up, up. So I'm gonna try that. Although I'm heading the right way, the wrong way. I started going to the right. Although you can go, I guess you can go right, right, down, down. Should take you the same direction to the same spot. That's assuming that it's set up the same way as the vanilla version, which is not a safe assumption to make. Oh, she got her slow off. I gotta hope to get her before she gets holy too. Okay. So I'll go right, right, down, down, unless I need to be watching for more doors. Yeah. There's going to be treasures here that I need. And I'm not going to bother with trying to get healing, because those metal slimes can hit me for 100, and I don't want to deal with that. Not there. So the entrance might be in one of those rooms, and it might be in out in the field here of this room. This is designed to be a disorienting room, and I would assume that in this hack it's been tweaked to be even a little bit more disorienting, especially if you are familiar with it, because that's one of the hallmarks of this, is to take something that you are familiar with and tweak it and play on the player who thinks he or she knows how things will be laid out. And I definitely appreciate that. Taking something that you know and playing on it, make it unfamiliar. I think it's kind of cool. See if I can get a perfect round off here. Alright, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, now, I don't know if that's a warp tile out, or if that's a warp tile to the next floor. I don't want to take it if it's a warp tile out. It doesn't look like the warp tiles to the next floor, so I'm going to explore a little more. Opti, thank you very much for the host. I appreciate that a lot. Glad I could get out of here. I don't want any of those 8 metal slimes getting their attacks off. Okay, so there is a warp tile in there, but it doesn't look like the other ones, and I'm scared that it's a warp tile to the outside. Thank you, Opti. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, this could be the way I came in. Nope, it's not the way I came in. So that other warp tile must have been a warp tile to the outside. Ooh, the encounter set has changed. The encounter set has definitely changed. I've got an Ice 3, and I don't know if I don't know if a boom's even worth it with these guys. I might as well. I have plenty of charges. Thank you very much, Opti. That's very nice of you to say. So the encounter set has changed up here. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the floor with the bridge. With the big bridge that might be guarded by goodness knows what kind of robots or monsters or whatever. Ooh. Let's hope more metal slimes run away. Okay, good. Whew. Thank goodness for that. I'll just get a little bit of healing here. Then I might just try to get out. This battle's gonna be worth very little to me. Because I don't... Am I at 50? Okay, so one fighter has 1,000 experience yet to go. And I'm imagining I'm going to get in a fight that's going to be unrunnable. Here we go. This is the one that's going to get me to that next level, that final level up for the fighter. Now let me just try and get the blue Ds first, I guess. Ooh, wish I could have gotten to avoid the thunders. Yeah, because this battle could get ugly if I get more characters having to waste turns on using Izunas and move staves, to heal stun characters. That could be bad. And of course, those guys can always do the instant kills. Though they haven't hit me with Void yet, so, oh, and he was cured of his paralysis, so there's a wasted Izuna, but that's okay, because I've got more of them. Can we all dodge it? Yes, we can. Yeah, okay. Curse, so Curse lands. Curse lands. So now there will be a non-wasted Izuna. Come on. There we go. So here, this is going to be the best possible Izuna result I've ever seen. I can't believe when I was a kid playing this on the NES version and all I had was the map bestiary thing, I used to look at these guys on here and say, wow, I want to fight sorcerers because they only do 1 to 2 damage with their attack and they're worth a lot of golden experience. Because the NES bestiary guide that came on the back of the map did not say that they had a special instant death touch attack. It left that little detail off, conveniently. So I can already see, and this is not a problem just with this particular party and this particular hack, but heal potions are going to be a pretty heavy limiting factor with the amount of damage enemies are doing and at my high hit point levels. Schmuck bait. Yes. I mean, that's what it was. I'm sure it's they just didn't have enough room to put in that. When did my 10-year-old self learn to fear them? Well, I couldn't figure it out that they were putting instant death on me for some reason. I noticed that I was dying, but I couldn't get my brain around it when I was 10 because, yeah, when you see like an undead enemy attacks you and paralyzes you, for some reason that made sense to me. Or when like you can get stoned by stuff, that made sense to me. But just having a character die, for some reason I didn't ever think of death as a status. So I could never get my head around it. So I always thought it was like a bug or something or a problem with the game. And I used to be very, very angry about it. And it wasn't until my maybe 14, 15-year-old self started using the internet that I saw that, oh, sorcerers have an instant death touch attack thing. Oh, okay. So I figured out all those years before why the sorcerers had been killing me. But I mean, I didn't realize it was the sorcerers killing me, but I didn't understand that death was a status. Because the manual didn't, I don't think the manual hinted at anything, because the manual came with, kind of famously came with a walkthrough, but the walkthrough only covered the first half of the game. Now Nintendo Power made a full game walkthrough, but I didn't get that one. I didn't have that, that magazine to read. I only had the manual that came with the game, so it brought you up to the, I think it brought you up to the Gurgu volcano. I think that's what the guide that came with it covered. That explains so much. Explains so much about the man I grew up to be. Me pounding my head against Final Fantasy 1. And you know, when I first played it, it was on a television. It was an old console TV. One of those big old wooden TVs in our basement. And it had, with the way the frame of the TV was set up, is the edge of the screen got cut off. So I could never actually see what the window on the bottom of the screen said. The one that says terminated, and the one that says, like, poisoned or slain, and all that stuff. I could never actually read what was in that window. So I could kind of see the top of the text. So I got that it said terminated. I could see that because I could just kind of see enough of the letters to understand that that's what it said. But a lot of those other things, I had to kind of guess at what they said. Alright, is this a guard of the door? No, it's not. Or, I mean, it could be, but I was wondering if I was going to be forced to fight some kind of War Mech or War Mech Mark II enemy. Alright, I'm going to look at my equipment setup here, so forgive me while I kind of think out loud a little bit and be talking to myself. Mostly I want to see if I need to cast X Barrier or X Death. I want to see if everybody has poison protection. Okay, so he's got Poison and Thunder with Ribbon. Opal Gauntlet gives Poison and Lightning. That's really what I'm looking for. Yes, that would have been me. That would have been me. You were right, Opti. Okay, so Poison and Earth and the Opal Gauntlet. Okay, so he's good. And Dragon Armor, so he's got those. Opal Bracelet, just Fire. But Circlet is Status Poison Lightning. Okay, Status Poison Lightning. And Red Shield is Death. So I'm protected against, I think, everything that I'm going to be looking at here. So I think the plan is to be fasting my fighters and tempering and just doing as much as I can with that. Because I don't think I'll have to actually cast any of my defensive spells. If I totally have screwed this up, then that's my fault, but let's see. Wish me luck here. This is going to be intense. No escape from TIAMAT. Okay, I can deal with that. Here we go. Okay, 241 is pretty good for unfasted. Wow, Mega. That's a pretty nasty spell. Yikes. And I don't have any big-time cure spells for him. I just don't have any big-time cure spells. So I'm gonna go all out on the offense here. Because I just don't think I have a way to do any more Fade. Oh yeah. I think Fade's non-elemental too. Ouch. Oh, shoot. I might try this. I might try fasting. Or you know what, I can get my red mages to... Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fast my red mages and power them. Because they can cure themselves with aura if they get low on hit points. Alright, he's got armor up. Not great. Gonna cut my damage. Okay, so he's fasted and aura'd. Or sorry, he's fasted and powered. Let me see what kind of damage he does. Cure 4. Ooh! That hurts. That hurts a lot. This is bad. I might not survive this one. TIAMAT with Cure 4 is really nasty, and I don't have a way to cut his defense. I don't have a way to cut that down at all. So when he goes back on the offensive, it's going to be bad. But the red mages have aura. They can cure themselves to full. Alright, good. He got aura off, so he's alright now. He should be able to survive just about anything. Short of a mega. Another mega might kill him. Alright, that's good. That's good. This guy can cast aura. And I can get a little more damage. Over 1,000 damage on him, even with Fog 2. Wow. Okay, Boom, it actually has been the least threatening so far. Alright, I should be able to, can just go, alright, there's another Fog 2. 12 hits for 185. Yeah, my damage is so low with his buffing. My damage is just cut down so much. Alright, Boom again, so my red mages can use aura again. Well, I might have the last one use aura. Okay, got him. Got her. TIAMAT is down. TIAMAT is down. Holy cow, that was intense. I know I like to try to keep my language at a safe for work level, but that was great. And I could have easily let something nasty slip. Thank you, Shahali, for the GG. I'm trying not to, like, to burst out. That was pretty intense. Oh, man. I'm trying to yell because I know my mic makes a lot of squealing sounds if I'm too loud. Another pro cape. Alright, yeah, that's okay. I've got enough to deal with these guys to get out. Let's get our ices off. But wow, I'll have to highlight that fight because that was, so he used Mega. That's a huge one. And Shahali, I saw what you said there. Yeah, I think that would be something I could do had I had worse luck and not finished it. I would have probably done that. Now that I had learned that Cure 4 was in the spell progression there for TIAMAT, I would have done probably exactly that. Just hung back, buffed up until Cure 4 came up, and then go up. Oh man. What is this? Oh, and Genji armor is no good. I do not need Genji armor. I can't equip Genji armor. So let's get that, and let's go. Well, that's it, everybody. I really appreciate everybody stopping in. I'm sorry I'm kind of useless to talk or think, because that was so intense that almost knocked me out. But that actually times out perfectly for the time I was hoping to do the stream today. And I got TIAMAT, and I'm proud that I was able to take her out on the first try in a really intense fight. So I appreciate all of you guys stopping by. Your encouragement is always so very much appreciated. It's great to just chat with people while I'm playing. That's why we do this. And thank you to ZZ Zonk Miles for this hack. I've got one more stream on this one, probably later next week. Monday, though, I'm still planning on starting at about 9 a.m. my time. That'll be about 4 a.m. U.S. East Coast time. The Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta warm-up marathon. So that's the next time I'll be on. And then possibly later next week, I will be on for another longer stream to finish this, because this will probably take me... This might be another 3 or 4 hour stream just to get through the last dungeon. But again, I appreciate everyone stopping by. I will keep an eye out on Twitch for whenever you start, and I'll just kind of be around this afternoon, the various chats in Twitch. So I may see you all there. Again, I appreciate everybody stopping by, and hope to see you all next week. Thanks again.